this week's breaking news, the Shire is being built in LEGO. We're getting an interesting gift with purchase with that. The Nike collaboration is coming, and LEGO's airline fleet is retiring. All that and much, much more on this week's breaking news. But first, I want to talk about a really cool store, a Brick Monarch shop. This website is designed for all those AFOs out there that are looking for some great t-shirts with classic logos, some home decor you can put on your walls, such as shields, and some other great iconic aspects from the LEGO history. You can head over to the link in our description for Brick Monarch shop, and you can get a discount of 10% off using Back to Brick 10. That's Back to Brick 10, the number 2. So head over there so you can get some really cool AFO swag. All right, now let's get to the breaking news.
Breaking news. Breaking news.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Brick. I'm your host Garrett, and this is the podcast where we talk with fellow AFOs about their LEGO designs, and we get down to the breaking news to talk about all things LEGO's been up to for the past week. Thank you for tuning into the podcast as always. I always ask if you could subscribe and leave a review. The more reviews we get, the more likely we're going to get other people to come see the podcast, getting recommendations from Spotify, Apple, wherever. And if you really want to support and help out the podcast, you can become a patron over at Patreon. We have our LEGO studs who get the episodes early without ads and get to enjoy listening to my voice even earlier than before. And they also get some of the products that I've created. So I have done a couple instructions for a new display base for the Acclimator, as well as the Home 1 MIDI ship, which I'll be there posted on Rebrickable, but they will be sent over to them for free. On the admin side, I'm working diligently on some more commission projects, trying to get them out as quickly as possible. And I have some YouTube videos. Like I'm doing this is kind of like a comedy show sketch, really along the lines of like Last Week Tonight or The Tonight Show, of doing the news in a segment that's a little more joke worthy. This I think is more so the style of just being open, straightforward on those specific tasks, to be more straightforward in the news. And I think that's what I think we've enjoyed. If you'd like to see more of the comedy side instead of just more of the straight ad-lib and having it scripted, let me know. Send me an email, backtobrick, but that's to@gmail.com. All right, we are going to do our set reviews at the end of the episode, so stick around. Our sets today are 75405, the Star Wars Home 1 Star Cruiser. Surprise, surprise. I want to do that, and I'll put the link in the description as an affiliate link for that. And then a mock review is Stitch Red Police Cruiser by SFH_bricks. Having the Stitch movie come out, I have already bought this because I think it's super cool, and I definitely want to have this displayed with the house once I get that as well. All right, let's get into our first breaking news story. LEGO has been a real big impact in the sports community. We've seen a lot of different players, from soccer to golf to, I think, have they done lacrosse? I don't know if they've done lacrosse yet, but there's some basketball players that are also obsessed with it. This is the Sweet 16, big in the college basketball thing. I don't know. I don't really play it. But NBA's India Pacers, Miles Turner, has said that they love building LEGO. They are a true AFOL. Talked about his travel journey to Detroit, where he faced off the Pistons, showing his his love of LEGO by bringing a Star Wars Imperial Star Destroyer and remaking it from 2018. And it's just the smaller one. It's about 2,000 pieces. And then just a bunch of other AFOLs over the past years. We've seen different people such as Victoria Wembanyama from the San Antonio Spurs, also talking about her loves. She built the Star Wars Millennium Falcon and the Captain America shield. If basketball doesn't work out, I think you have a bright future behind bricks, someone wrote on her Instagram page. I love seeing more and more people, especially people with kind of the followings and I guess they're not influencers, but they influence their group of people that support them to also love LEGO. So we'll see more and more of that, I think, as it continues to expand. And maybe these will get sponsored by LEGO because they've seemed to be doing that a lot, because they're such an engaging way to have their broader reach in different communities. Mario Kart has been well, part of the new launch from January, but we haven't seen some like major interactions with it. It's kind of the same as what they've done with the Mario series, where you kind of build it all together. But someone's created a Rube Goldberg by Joseph Machine's channel over at YouTube, and what it is it has the different cars running down a track, and there's different stopping points, kind of barriers. You can shoot a green shell that kind of rolls down the track and unleashes another model. I mean, it's super cool. They did a great job building it in the best way. I can't even imagine how many hours it took to not only build it, but also be able to have it run just right. There's all the different cars and characters that you're going to see. We've got Mario, we've got Peach, we've got Yoshi and baby Luigi, I think. I always forget what the baby Luigi's name is. But this is something that is an intricate way of implementing some designs that, well, don't have any other major play features. So why not build your own play feature out of it? And I'll post the YouTube link in the description so you can check that out and enjoy such a cool way to implement Mario in a different way. LEGO has officially revealed the Lord of the Rings The Shire set. But they did release their gift with purchase reveal before this, which we'll talk about a little bit. But they kind of bungled this one, and I think they've got to work on some of their release schedules here. Anyways, that'll probably be a YouTube video that you can look out for on my YouTube channel, kind of talking through that. But back to the Lord of the Rings, the Shire set 10354. It'll be released on April 2nd, not April 1st, because they want you to come and go for a second day instead of the middle of the month, which they've done for other sets. It's 2,017 pieces and will cost $270. So that piece count is a little low for the price. I wish it was 2,000 pieces for $200 instead of another $70. But you do get 9 minifigures: Bilbo Baggins, Frodo, Mrs. Proudfoot, and Farmer of Proudfoot or Proudfeet, Merry, Pippin, Rosie Cotton. That's right, I always forget her name. Rosie, Samwise Gamgee, and Gandalf the Grey. And it has the Bag End as well as a party scene for Bilbo Baggins' 111th birthday. You have a cake. You have him on the stage where I wonder if you can make him disappear. Merry and Pippin are, of course, trying to launch off the fireworks. It is a really fun set. I like that they've done interior designs as well. So the ring and the fire. We have Bilbo riding there and back again. And, of course, Gandalf's cart, which I kind of wish they would have made that as the gift with purchase. But instead, we got this other gift with purchase, Smeagol and Deagle, where Deagle is finding the ring at the bottom of the river area, and Smeagol in the boat area. But this is like the first scene of murder. All right, I guess it's pre-murder, but still kind of an interesting gift with purchase. But I mean, it is unique. It's a scene that I didn't think that they would have for this set. I didn't really know what to expect, but this one is definitely a choice. But you can get that on April 2nd for $270. It's Double Insiders Points Week, and there are some sets that you can get to get those Double Insiders points. So some like the Tudor Corner and the Natural History Museum are a couple, especially as we're likely to see at least, maybe not, probably the Hotel to Retire soon, as well as the Jazz building. So those ones also you can get. The Ninjago City line is expanding, so that's some bigger points there. And there's some other fun ones, such as the Dreams line that you can get, such as Casse Nocturna and the Torment Temple City from Ninjago. So if you want to see what ones are getting you double the points, time to go over to lego.com and get those before the week ends. Target Circle Week. That means it's time for some discounts. I don't really know why they choose around this time frame to do it, but that's fine with me. Let's get some discounts. Some impressive ones that you can get up to 30% off. The Star Wars Mos Espa Pod Race diorama is now $50, which is $21 savings. And the LEGO Ideas Magic of Disney, $70, and that's down 30% from $100. There's another one, the Hogwarts Express in Hogsmeade, down to $87. That's $37 savings, and so on. But like the Ideas Disney set, it's really fun. A little it's not the greatest design overall, but it is kind of fun. But having 30% off any sets is great. I got a recent set over 50% off, which was a huge steal, and I don't really find deals that often. So if you have a Circle card or want to go check out if these deals are without the Circle card, you can go over to your Target store and try to get those sets for that discounted price. The LEGO Group is shutting down its airline. They had an executive airline suite that they've had for quite some time. They started this in the 1960s, where they bought a small piece of land and created a private airfield. And then it was opened up to the public as its public airport in Billund. And they had quite a few small jets for their corporate life. Some of these jets were the Dassault Falcon 2000 LXS. If you want to see what that is, you can go find that online. But they had some other more exclusive jets, and there's travel isn't exactly necessary for a lot of these things because it's mostly in-house, and the executives are we're trying to reduce their carbon emission. So by doing that, let's get rid of the aircraft. And now the aircrafts are retiring. This is, as I said, in line with their goals for reduction, and the executives will just have to fly commercial in probably first class anyways. But the airfield will still be there for commercial flights. So if you want to fly directly into Billund from like Copenhagen and other places, that's where you can go. You just won't see the LEGO executive line of aircrafts. LEGO Game of Thrones. Now, Game of Thrones has never actually been made by LEGO, but there is a LEGO designer by, I'm going to screw up this name and I apologize, Anorha Peshran. And he built a 200,000 piece LEGO set of The Wall. I guess you can't call it a LEGO set because you're not going to be buying this, but it has Castle Black. It has the old castle as well, and then on the other side, the forest and the elevator all the way up to the top. It's very impressive. 200,000 pieces is not cheap either. I don't know where somebody stores this, but this is a super impressive model. And for all those Game of Thrones fans, you'll recognize it instantly and think, wow, I've been transported to the north to fight off the Dead Walkers. Too Fast and Furious Honda S2000 was revealed. This is a 300-piece set driven by Suki in Fast and the Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious, the second film in the series. And it is bright pink. I guess not bright pink. It is dark pink with a bunch of different graphics on it, being from the Tokyo Drift styling of it. Actually, I don't think Tokyo Drift was 2. It was definitely one of the other ones. But the graphic details on it is really cool. They did a great job with animated girl on the side with different flares of like bubbling and the swirls to it. But that just means a lot of stickers. But there also is like interior. They have a little console that shows like the not only the speakers and dashboard, but they've got a little thing in the corner as well that I believe is like the soundtrack or the nitrous controls. Honestly, it's very cool lineup, as a lot of people like the Fast and the Furious series, so why not throw this car in there since we haven't seen a female in Fast and the Furious. LEGO and Nike had announced that they're partnering up for their collaboration. Now, we're not exactly sure what we're going to get, but probably Jordans, because they did a shoe with Adidas, so why not have it in Nike? And it seems we're going to get the first one come August of this year. Now, the swoosh is iconic, so maybe we'll get something in relation to that, such as an art set. Would be interesting to have that kind of collaboration, but likely to get some more specific clothing line. Now, will it be just for kids? Hopefully not, because Nike is such a large brand. You don't want to pigeonhole yourself to just kids, because us adults would like some as well. Similar to what they did with Levi, they should do that with Nike. Now, come August, now some of the partnership might include not only like a Lego built, but it could be a regular shoe, which they've done before. They're very expensive, and I think I've only seen one pair before. My buddy has a pair that he actually wears. A lot of people collect. I'd like at least one to kind of have to the collection of Adidas to it, but looking forward to seeing what they do with Nike. Sean Astin, or Samwise Gamgee, had an interview talking about the newest Shire set. He spoke about the trilogy and, the filming to it, and really the realm of the Shire. Seeing the LEGO set and remembering his time being a hobbit and going through Hobbiton. He said, you kind of forget in this day and age, Astin tells, sometimes you need permission to have fun and let your imagination run wild, and you definitely can do this with building this Lego set. And he said, when I was driving home from a commercial shoot, I was just sort of thinking, why was that so much fun? Why was it so much fun to play? And well, not everybody does play. And it was really cool that he did this commercial with the Lego breakdown, as they did him overlooking and playing with the minifigures and seeing the scenes. I think it gives a type of charm and engagement from a star, and showing that, well, Lord of the Rings has become such a popular theme in Lego, and they keep putting out more and more. I think Bertu just came out recently too. So I don't know what we're going to get next, but hopefully we get some other really fun creations like this, and having the stars interact and showing they love to play too. The $1,000 Death Star. We already have an expected piece count of just over 9,000. I believe it's 9,019 pieces. Now, that is the largest Star Wars set, because the last one was the Millennium Falcon at 7,541 pieces. So it's definitely it's going to be insane. It doesn't rank as the highest overall. Highest overall is still the world map at 11,695 pieces, but that's just kind of it's a mosaic. There's no real point. The largest one as a built one is the Eiffel Tower at 10,001 piece. So this is still going to be pretty impressive and probably very large, and expected to have 38 minifigures. Now, hopefully a lot of them are custom and exclusive to the set, because I'm not paying $1,000 for a bunch of copies of things that I can already get. But I'm excited to see how they do it. It's going to be massive, and hopefully they'll have scenes. Who knows? This could be a ball like 2 feet in diameter. Who knows? Looking forward to seeing that. October 1st is the expected release date on that. Legoland California is continuing its expansion. They just expanded into their Dino Land and having a water park that's going to be built, but they're doing a new indoor coaster, Lego Galaxy, and it's going to be coming in 2026. Now, Galaxy, the old school space, and having it as an indoor coaster sounds really fun. Now, it's not going to be probably like Guardians of the Galaxy ride at Disney, but it'll definitely be some extension of a coaster, because not every Legoland has one. I think the first real one, was in the UK, and now expanding their Legoland properties. This is probably a good way to continue doing that, having these as additions. The new attraction area will have a space theme where park guests will train for space exploration, meet other intergalactic travelers, and blast off on missions into the Lego Galaxy, according to the city planning documentation. Really, and it's got like a little play area with the old school alien spacecraft, and like slides, and the trans green pieces around it. I really enjoy when Legolands expand, because then it's new areas for people to explore, seeing the Lego world, and then I get to enjoy it too, because it's a little callback and still having fun on a roller coaster that's focused around Lego. The world's largest Lego store is going to be opening very soon. It's 993.7 square meters in size, and it opens on April 5th. This is the first 10 guests in line will receive a free Lego Titanic box, and will also be allowed to experience the store and its activities as the first. And it has a minifigure factory, the mosaic maker, similar to what we've seen, but it is huge, and it's going to be in Billund at the Legoland Billund. So if you want to be one of the first 10 people to get a Titanic set, it's definitely a way to do that for free. Go over and just kind of wait in line for that. But having such a large store, they're going to have a lot of display pieces that are large-scale minifigures, and of course packed with different sets. I remember when we went already, it was massive, so I don't know how they're continuing to expand something like this, and hopefully they'll have some exclusive things. Of course they do for the Legoland sets, but some other fun little knickknacks and other things than just Lego. But enjoy. Hopefully all of you can go and try to be in line on April 5th to get those free Titanic sets, or just enjoy the store. Lord of the Rings is coming to the minifigure factory. Now, minifigure factories are not in every store, but they are a chance for people to build pretty much their own minifigure, different clothes, different prints on the shirts, and have them printed in store. And Lord of the Rings has some shirts that they're going to be adding to it. It says, join the party. You can design your own minifigure online with the LEGO Minifigure Factory, also in stores, now featuring exclusive Lord of the Rings torso designs. Whether you're a brave hobbit, a noble elf, or a mighty warrior, the adventure begins here, available for a limited time. They will be available online in the US, Canada, and select stores in the EMS, AMS, and China. So some of them are like the 111 today. No admittance except for party business on a shirt, and another that's in black and then also in white. So I'm going to have to go over and get one of these because having them exclusive to this is be fun collectible figures. India is getting its first certified LEGO store, and it'll be opening this spring. It'll open in Gurugram, and it's the largest certified store in South Asia. And well, that's pretty cool to continue their expansion. I didn't know that they weren't in India at this time. And they've come out and said that we have seen both children and adults embrace the creativity, learning, and joy that LEGO brings. And we are deeply grateful for the love and support. And as we take the next step in our journey in India, our first LEGO certified store will embody the joy, creativity, and universal appeal of LEGO. And of course, they're going to have different builds on the outside specifically for the Indian city itself or the culture. And it's going to be over 4,500 square feet. So it's still pretty big and have those immersive interactions. And as I said, some of those landmarks. So if you're in India, look out for this come springtime. LEGO games are having some big sales. You can actually go over to some of the PC games from now until the 31st to get the complete saga of Star Wars, the LEGO Batman games. Some of them are upwards of 80% off. The LEGO The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings are 80% off right now. The largest is the LEGO Incredibles at 90% off. The Pirates of the Caribbean is 65% off. And the Star Wars Skywalker Saga is 80% off. That's a really great deal to have some of these. And I mean, I don't have all these games, so it'd be a good idea to get those. You can head over to the link in the description so you can go and purchase those different games. Happy birthday, BrickLink. It's been 25 years, which is crazy to think about because I've been using it probably at least 20 of those years to have some of these sets made and looking at different parts. And they'll be celebrating it on the 21st by having entries submitted. And there's no prize to take home, which is rare actually, but there is a large BrickLink cake that if you put your submissions in, they can be placed on the cake and it'll be displayed at Legoland, California, showing, well, I think the BrickLink team is now located out there, so it'd be right outside, right in their backyard to have this done, but submissions need to be between 10 and 300 pieces, 8 studs wide and 10 deep or 30 studs tall, and different categories: connection, design, discovery, and shop. So if you win, you can have it on the cake and get it displayed for people to see and enjoy the birthday of BrickLink. Star Wars Celebration is happening in Japan this year, and the LEGO Group will actually be there. The LEGO Group is going to be giving away commemorative 2x4 tiles. It'll have the Star Wars Celebration logo in Japanese script instead. It'll be in limited quantities as a gift purchase. Now, I wish I could have bought some stuff at the New York Toy Fair, but that's more of it's not for fans as much as just having people sell things at the Toy Fair. But this is a fun little tile and definitely be something collectible. Now, if you're going to go to Japan for the Star Wars Celebration, I'm very jealous, and it should be a blast to see what Star Wars is coming out with and see some of the LEGO Star Wars sets. I wonder if they'll reveal the Slave One. I guess we'll find out soon enough. A new LEGO Creator set, Children's Day Teddy Bear, was revealed. This is a cute small-scale teddy bear. It's only got 238 pieces. And it has like a flower you can build. It can build with Lego, which is kind of cool. It has reading glasses to read a book. And it's only $20. So that's pretty cool to have a Lego set like this. It is exclusive to Lego stores, so you can go and get that online or at a Lego store. And LEGO Creator is continuing to have such cute little designs, something that you can add to your collection as always. The LEGO Create Your Own minifigure is in beta now over at the UK. This is a way to have pieces from Pick-a-Brick built into a full-scale minifigure instead of just piece by piece. So that is now over on the UK website. So you can create up to 40 unique minifigures in total. It doesn't show if you have to do pre-orders or it's per household, how to do all that, but you can create multiple different accounts to have this done. But then you can just build your minifigure instead of buying those individual parts, and they always come out with some really unique ones. So this unique way of configuring your own minifigure, you can collect those specific parts you want, maybe in a larger bulk than just buying a couple of them, because then you can now build a full-scale minifigure to represent those set of pieces that you need. All right, everyone, that's the entire breaking news this week. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast as well as the YouTube channel. And I always appreciate you guys listening. So as we're done with the news, let's get into our set reviews. Our first set is 75405 Home 1 Star Cruiser. It's an 18 plus set, 559 pieces. It'll get you 455 insiders points, and it does have a rating of 25 with 4.5 stars at $70. Now, the set itself it's interesting, but so is the ship. Home 1 is an iconic ship of the Calamari, which is Admiral Akbar. It's a trap. And it has some fun details as they've been doing with a lot of these sets as they continue to grow and grow. Specifically, you can remove the side panels to reveal the hangar bay. So we've got some of our minifigures in there, specifically from like the clone from Rebels. And you also have, I think it's an A-Wing also in there, and a small scale representation of a chopper. There is a small frigate as well, a medical frigate, which they did as a small scale for the 2020 San Diego Comic-Con. And it comes with the boring base stand, which I've upgraded to have a really fun base stand with the Death Star planning scene for Return of the Jedi. So you can get those on Rebrickable. Small plug, of course. It does have some fun design aspects to the front section where it does a curvature towards the nose piece and has some connection points that I think are stronger than I'd expect. And at the price point of $70 at 559 pieces, very much like the Tantive 4, lower piece count for higher price. It does have some newer molds, I guess, could be the reason, but all in all, it is still a fun build, and I love the mini scales because you can store them far better than you could store one that's an Ultimate Collector Series size, which, who knows, maybe they'll do one day. Likely to not see it because it's not the most popular ship. I like that they've done like the Acclimator, which could be an Ultimate Collector Series because a lot of people like it, but not as much as the Venator class. So I have posted a link in the description so you can go and purchase that and display it next to all your other mini-scale ships. Now, our Rickable build is Stitch's Red Pilot Cruiser by SFH_Bricks. And it is such a cool little model. I believe it was about $5, and it is 562 pieces. And it's scaled to the minifigure of Stitch, which came out in, I believe, a collectible minifigure series, and it's also coming out in the latest set for the new movie with the house. The cruiser itself came from like the opening scene, which he crashes in Hawaii. It's one of the iconic lines. Which one did he take? He took the red one, and it shows him blasting off and trying to get away and hyper jumping out. And there is a build with stickers and without. So you can purchase the stickers. I believe it was like €12 to get the stickers, which is a little steep, but if you want it to be as iconic as the actual one, you got to get the stickers. I bought both the stickers and this. Now I need to get the parts. Love the Stitch movie, and I can't wait for the new one. And this is a fun addition to have such a cool spacecraft. It even has the drop-down section for the round gun piece that firing its lasers. So all in all, a great design, a great space car, as it were. All right, everyone, that's all I have this week. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you as always, and I'll leave you, as I always do, get creative, get out there, and go build something.
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.